Chapter 1055. It's useless to keep you guys. 1. In the house, a man with exquisite clothes was lying on a recliner. Master, there is a person called Xiao Jinjin outside who is looking for you. A small restriction? Oh, him. Let him in. Not long after, Mo Jin walked in. Little Jinjin, it's been a long time since we last met, but you're still the same. The man looked at the magic seal with an unknown expression. Ahaha, big brother, how can I compare to you? I'm just an ordinary nobody. Haha, alright, stop flattering me. Why are you looking for me this time? The man smiled and looked at the magic seal. Big brother, to be honest, this time, I really have no choice but to come and find you. You don't know, but my family in the lower realm had an accident. I wanted to help, but I was almost beaten to death by Xiao Changtian in the lower realm. When the man heard this, he frowned. Xiao Jin, what's wrong with you? How could a person from the lower realm kill you? Are you really not joking with me? The man only felt that he was joking about the fact that people from the lower realm could defeat people from the upper realm. Big brother, I can't explain this matter clearly, but please help me. Mo Jin knew that no one would believe this. But it really happened. Alright, since you've come, then I'll help you no matter what. Little Mina, follow little Jin and help. Because the magic seal had saved this man before, this man would also help him this time. Moreover, he was going to the lower realm, a place full of trash. Thank you, big brother. Thank you, big brother. Mo Jin happily looked at little Mina. He knew that this little Mina's real name was Baga. Although he was not the most powerful expert by big brother's side. However, his strength was still above average compared to his big brother. With this Lil 8, not to mention Xiao Changtian, even destroying the entire lower realm would not be a problem. At that time, in the back mountain of the stone sect in Yunxiao town, Xiao Changtian had been here for a long time, but he had only caught a few wild beasts. The things here are all very smart. They haven't even seen me and have already run off without a trace. No, I need to set a trap. On the other side, Yin Do was upset about Xiao Changshan's death for a long time before she returned to normal. We have to seize the opportunity while the ancestor is in seclusion. Otherwise, all our previous efforts will be in vain. On the second day, the few of them arrived at the array formation at the back of the mountain through the secret passage. Everyone work hard. There's only one last formation core left. This time, the formation core they had taken in wasn't anything special. It was just a small stone beside the array. In any case, no one would come to the back of the mountain. They were not afraid of the array being destroyed. Ha ha ha, sect master, let's celebrate here first. Yes, yes. After staying here for so long, we can finally get out. Looking at their excited expressions, Yin Do smiled and shook his head. However, at this moment, Yin Do thought of Xiao Changtian whom he had dragged over. Sigh, if only you weren't dead. Then, the three of them did not hesitate and quickly set up the array. What they did not know was that the moment they set up the array, the old ancestor who was in seclusion in the cave deep in the back mountain suddenly opened his eyes. Jia, Yin Do. I wonder if you are smart or stupid. Did you really think that I wouldn't be able to sense your little tricks, just because I was in seclusion? Then the ancestor who was sitting cross-legged instantly stood up. Since you're so disobedient, there's no use keeping you. After saying that, the old ancestor walked out of the cave with a gloomy face. At this moment, the three people beside the array were waiting. Although this array could break the illusion here, it could only be activated at noon. Thus, the three of them hid in the grass far away, because they were too eye-catching. If they were attacked by the terrifying demon beasts in the back mountain, the gains would not make up for the losses. Ha ha ha, when I go back, I must go and have some fun. Yeah, I haven't been out for so long. I'll definitely have a good meal when I get back. Hiding in the bushes, the three of them excitedly discussed what would happen next. He did not feel that something terrifying was about to happen. Just as the few of them were talking about how they were having a good time, suddenly, they saw a figure slowly walking towards them. The two of you, stop talking and look. Yin Do, who was the first to notice, frowned as she looked at the figure. One had to know that the back mountain was very dangerous. The demon beasts inside could even raise their stone sect to the ground. Therefore, no one dared to come up to the back of the mountain. This was also the reason why they had chosen to set up the array here. Because they were protected by magic tools this time, they could hide their auras. That was why they dared to set up an array formation in the back mountain. And now, a person was slowly walking over from afar. Moreover, his pace was very leisurely. How could this be? Who was that person? Why did you appear here? The two people beside him were also in disbelief. Of course, they knew how terrifying the back mountain was. They had almost lost their lives there once. The person in the distance was actually walking leisurely. They didn't see clearly that it was Xiao Changtian, who they thought was dead. Xiao Changtian was in a bad mood. Even though he had set up so many traps, after half a day, he still hadn't caught a single wild beast. Sigh, how boring. Looks like I can only eat some dry food tonight. Xiao Changtian felt that it was too boring, so he walked leisurely on the road. As Xiao Changtian walked, he didn't pay too much attention to the pile of rocks beside him. However, out of boredom, he kicked the pile of rocks over. Sigh, since it's so boring in the back mountain, then he would just go back and wait for her tomorrow. It had already been a few days. The array formation that they had set up should have been set up, right? Oh right. Yundo said that they were setting up an array formation at the back of the mountain. Why didn't I see them even after I almost walked around the entire back of the mountain? He did not know where they had set up the array formation. At this moment, the three people in the distance widened their eyes in surprise. It wasn't because they realized that the person with his back to them was Xiao Changtian. It was because Xiao Changtian had destroyed their formation core with a kick. If the array core was destroyed, it meant that the entire array had to be rebuilt. Don't stop me. I'm going to kill that person. The array formation that they had painstakingly built these few days collapsed just like that. No one could stand it. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1056, Terrifying 1. Calm down. Calm down. Seeing that the man was about to rush up, Yundo immediately stopped him and said, Sect Master, why are you still stopping me in this situation? That kid was simply courting death. The array formation that he had worked so hard on was easily destroyed just like that. They even wanted to die now. The two of you don't act so rashly. Since he can freely shuttle through the back mountain, it's very likely that his strength is extraordinary. So it's very likely that he did it on purpose. At this moment, Yundo was very calm. Such a person had appeared in this desolate mountain range, where such terrifying demon beasts roamed. And this person just happened to destroy their array formation. Yundo wouldn't believe that there wasn't a conspiracy. Could it be that he was sent by our ancestor? Could it be that the ancestor has discovered us? The man at the side seemed to understand what Yundo wanted to say, and a hint of panic appeared on his face. I can't rule out this possibility. Looking at the figure in the distance with his back facing them, Yundo felt that it was somewhat familiar. Damn it, are we going to be trapped here forever? The man was a little dejected after calming down. They had waited so long for this day. In the end, the old ancestor already knew about their plan. Jia, of course you won't be trapped here forever. At this moment, the voice of the old ancestor sounded from behind them. Of course, I won't let you be trapped here for the rest of your lives. Today I will send you to hell. Ha ha ha. The old ancestor looked at the three of them with a sinister smile. Since the three of them were so disobedient, he could only deal with them. You damned old thief. Inhumane. You will definitely die a horrible death. One had to know that Cloud Heaven Town was not actually an illusion before. It was a real town. And it was such a town that was mercilessly massacred by the ancestor. In order to absorb these people, this ancestor had specially created such an illusion. The three people who came to investigate this matter knew the truth before they were sucked into this illusion. However, they had originally wanted to escape, but they were still dragged in. At this moment, Xiao Changtian was fiddling with the trap in his hand. Aya, what's with this bamboo stick? I have to be careful. Don't hurt innocent people later. After hearing the man's words, the old ancestor laughed even louder. Jia, I want die a good death? Ha ha ha, how laughable. I'm afraid that no one in the entire continent is my match. Because even Yun Do could not see the strength of this ancestor in front of him. If he wanted to deal with the ancestor, he would probably need the strength of a saint emperor. They were only at the level of saint kings. Therefore, they didn't have any chance to resist. You old thief, just you wait. If you kill us, we won't let you off even if we become ghosts. The man also knew that the old ancestor really did not want them to stay anymore. Ha ha ha, since you want to die so badly, I'll start with you. In an instant, the old ancestor arrived in front of him. Puff! Without hesitation, the old ancestor snapped his neck. This was too terrifying. The man next to her was so frightened that he took a few steps back and looked at her in horror. Old ancestor, please don't kill me. Seeing the old ancestor getting closer and closer to him, the man finally couldn't help but kneel down with a thud. Ancestor, actually, I was forced to do so. I didn't want to leave this place at all. Alright, it was her. It was all because of her. Yun Do, if she didn't force me, I definitely wouldn't have helped her like this. Ancestor, please spare me. When that person trembled as he looked at the old ancestor, the ground was also wet, accompanied by a foul smell. I didn't expect you to be such a person. When the man said his name, Yun Do did not expect it. At this critical moment, this man actually threw out the kidney beans for his own life. Yun Do had completely seen through it. Jia, looks like you have your own difficulties. After listening to him silently, the old ancestor laughed sinisterly. Yes, ancestor, it's all that Yun Do's fault. If you wanted to kill her, you should have killed her first. That man was so scared that he couldn't care less about anything else. Yun Do, what do you think we should do now? Looking at the struggles of these people before they died, the old ancestor felt that it was especially interesting. Therefore, he was not in a hurry to let the two of them die so quickly. If you want to make a move, hurry up. Don't dawdle there. Yun Do looked at the situation in front of him and knew that he would not be able to escape this time. Ha ha ha, then I'll start with you. Whoosh! However, at this moment a huge bamboo stick appeared from afar, trying to sneak attack. However, just as the ancestor took out his saint-grade walking stick to block it, the bamboo stick had actually pierced through his walking stick. In an instant, the bamboo stick stabbed fiercely into the old ancestor's glabella. Bang! This scene caused a thunderbolt to instantly ring in the mind of the old lady in front of her. What did he just see? The old ancestor was nailed to death by a stick just like that. This was simply too terrifying. She knew very well what kind of strength the old ancestor had. And now, he was nailed to death by a bamboo stick that flew out of nowhere. This was simply like a dream. The pinned ancestor instantly turned into a puddle of black water. Damn me, why are there still people here? At this moment, Xiao Changshan's voice sounded from behind Yun Do. Bang! This voice once again caused Yun Do's mind to be struck by lightning. What she heard just now seemed to be. It sounded like Xiao Changshan's voice. What was going on? Hey Yun Do, so it's you. I was wondering who it was. When Xiao Changtian ran over and saw the person standing there, he wanted to ask if he was frightened. So it was a kidney bean. Are you really Xiao Changtian? Yun Do looked at the person in front of her and muttered in disbelief. No, you've gone crazy from the array formation, right? Can't you even recognize who I am? Xiao Changtian looked at Yun Do helplessly. However, the bamboo stick just now didn't scare you, right? It was all my fault for not controlling my strength well. When he heard about the bamboo stick, Yun Do felt that it was difficult for him to breathe. Was the bamboo stick thrown by Xiao Changtian? This is impossible. I must be dreaming. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1057, Sending Off Her Benefactor 1. Brother, why are you kneeling here? Xiao Changtian turned around and saw the man kneeling beside him. Then, she looked again and saw the man whose neck had been snapped. F***CK, what did you guys experience just now? Could it be his bamboo stick? Father, You are my father. Please, please don't kill me. Don't kill me. Before Xiao Changtian could react, the man kneeling on the ground cried and said to Xiao Changtian, Pa! However, before the man could touch Xiao Changtian, Yindo's slap landed on his face. In an instant, the man's entire head was sent flying. Bah! You traitor! This scene made Xiao Changshan's body tense up. Oh my god, I didn't expect this woman to look so weak, but she was actually so fierce. Fortunately, he did not do anything to disobey her in the beginning. Otherwise, Xiao Changtian could already imagine what would have happened to him. However, he quickly reacted. Looking at Yindo's angry appearance, he wondered what kind of evil things these two people had done. Otherwise, Yindo would not be so angry. Sigh, Yindo, let's leave this matter at that. It's just trash. Looking at Yindo's angry expression, Xiao Changtian knew the person beside him was actually such a person. No one felt good about it. Senior, you already know. Yindo was a little surprised, because she was not concerned about these two men. If these two men died, so be it. What she was really concerned about was that Xiao Changtian had already known about her ancestor's scheme. No wonder he refused to cooperate with her in the beginning. It turned out that he was too strong. Even if we work together, we can easily kill our ancestor. And he had always thought that he was immortal. Thinking of her previous thoughts, Yindo felt a burning pain on her face. Yindo, why are you calling me senior all of a sudden? Besides, couldn't this matter be guessed with just a guess? If these two people didn't do anything outrageous, Yindo wouldn't have killed them. As expected, ha. Senior, don't be so humble. I've seen your bamboo stick. Yindo took a deep breath. It turned out that the matters of the past few days were all under Senior's control. That bamboo stick, it was a mistake. Xiao Changtian felt helpless. It turned out that she had discovered her superb hunting skills. He didn't dare to say anything else, but in terms of catching beasts, Xiao Changtian could be called a senior. Suddenly, the kidney beans rang like black crows. Senior, may I know what that black crow feather in your courtyard is? You mean that thing? I wanted to eat some meat those 2 days, so I shot it down. Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Yindo was so shocked that he couldn't speak. That level of black crow was easily defeated, and he had thought it was ridiculous at that time. It was the black crow that ate Senior. Thinking of his previous thoughts, Yindo wanted to slap himself hard. Then Senior, don't you blame me? Finally, Yindo asked Xiao Changtian carefully. Thinking of his attitude towards Senior, Yindo felt a wave of lingering fear. Why should I blame you? Xiao Changtian was speechless. How did this kidney bean know that he was a hunting expert? Yindo nodded helplessly. That's right, in front of Senior, he was just an ant. If it wasn't for this matter, Senior definitely wouldn't even look at him. Not to mention blaming himself. Boom! Bang! However, at this moment, a thunderous sound suddenly sounded in the distant sky. When Xiao Changtian raised his head and looked at the sky, he was stunned by this scene. A huge hole suddenly appeared in the sky. What the hell is going on? Why did the sky collapse? Yindo was pleasantly surprised. That's great. That's great. With the death of the old ancestor, even these illusions began to collapse. That meant that she would be able to get out soon. No, this Yindo must have been stimulated by something. It's great that the sky has collapsed. No, I have to hurry and teleport there. Just as Xiao Changtian was about to run, he suddenly thought of the spirit tree seed. Yindo, don't be too nice. Hurry up and run. Then, Xiao Changtian grabbed Yindo's hand and ran towards the teleportation formation. At that moment, within the demon race, the demon band secretly brought Baga back to the demon race. Senior brother, you're finally back. Emo Yen and Emo Shen looked at Emo Jin in surprise. Ha, hurry up, devil flame demon god. This is the helper I invited, Baka. The magic seal was very confident this time. With Baga's help, this continent would become the demon race's world in a few days. Baka! Emo Yen and Emo Shen looked at their new helper with excitement. Not only was this helper so burly, but even his name was so domineering. If Xiao Changtian knew about this, he would definitely wet his pants. Demonic flame devil god, stop wasting time. Go and call the rest of the demons over to welcome brother Baga. This time, Baga was the hope of their demon race. After a while, all the demon race people gathered in the square outside the hall. Everyone, the savior of our demon race this time, Baga. He was here. With Mr. Baga, I believe we will be able to conquer this continent in a few days. Mo Yan's words instantly made the blood of the demon race people present boil. Baga, Baga, Baga. Everyone shouted Baga's name to welcome him. That Xiao Changtian had oppressed their fiend race for so long. This time, they were finally going to stand up. At this moment, the Northland was immersed in sorrow. Benefactor hasn't come out for so many days. It seems that there's no hope. Father, don't be too sad. It's all my fault for not being able to stop Senior at that time. Son, it's all my fault. I couldn't stop him. The Northern King and the old king looked in the direction of the teleportation array and sighed. Father, Senior's tomb should be ready. Why don't we go and pay our respects? They had prepared the tomb of Xiao Changtian, which was right at the entrance of the teleportation formation. In order to pay tribute to Xiao Changtian, they had spent a lot of effort. Let's go. Let's send our benefactor off one last time. Then, the old king brought the Northern King to Xiao Changshan's tomb. Benefactor, there aren't many people with medical skills like you. You have to go well. As the old king spoke, he kept burning Joss paper. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1058, 500,001. At this moment, the demons. The place where the demon master was in seclusion. The demon master, who was about to succeed in his seclusion, suddenly spat out a mouthful of blood. Who is it? Who was it that took my avatar? Kill my avatar. The exasperated demon master roared loudly in the cave. After all, killing that substitute was a huge blow to him this time. Originally, he would have been able to completely recover in about 10 days. However, this attack had made all his efforts over the past few days go to waste. In other words, if he wanted to recover, he would have to go into seclusion for another 3 months. If this lord knows who killed this lord's clone, this lord will definitely tear him into pieces. The demon master spat out blood, and spat out this sentence with his last breath. Outside the Northland teleportation formation, the old king finally finished burning the paper money in his hand. Looking at the smoke that filled the sky, the old king trembled as he stood up straight. Pa! However, just as the old king stood up, he sat down fiercely on the ground. Then, Father, what's wrong with you? This action startled the Northern King who was standing beside him. Could it be that his father's illness had relapsed again? Before. Senior. Father, what's wrong with you? Wasn't Senior already gone? Why are you so excited? The Northern King did not look in the direction the old king was looking at. He only looked at the old king with a worried expression. Therefore, he didn't know what the old king was talking about. Senior has come back to life. Senior has come back to life. The old king looked in that direction excitedly. No, father, the crown must be ill. How could Senior come out from inside? However, just as he finished speaking, he turned around and saw Xiao Changtian on the other side of the grave. Oh my god, a ghost. The moment the king of the northern country saw Xiao Changtian, he did not care about anything else and ran away. Me. Why did you leave me here? The old king who was squatting on the ground watched as the northern king disappeared. At this moment, Xiao Changtian was looking at the mound in front of him strangely, as well as the old king who had fallen to the ground in the distance. What the hell are they doing? Yindo was also speechless. Hey, old king, why are you lying on the ground? In the end, Xiao Changtian walked over from the other side of the grave. It's over. I've decided not to let Senior see his tombstone. The old king was furious when he thought of Xiao Changtian seeing his tombstone. Thereupon, the old country ruler crawled up from the ground. "Hey, benefactor, benefactor. I didn't expect you to come back so soon." The old king quickly ran to Xiao Changtian and blocked the tombstone behind him. "There was an accident, so I came back early." In any case, in the end, he brought back the kidney beans with the spirit tree seeds. "Ha ha ha, benefactor. This operation must have been very difficult. Why don't we hurry back and rest?" The old king didn't pay much attention to Yundo beside him. He just kept an eye on Xiao Changtian and didn't want him to find that gravestone. However, just as the old king smiled and turned his gaze to the woman behind Xiao Changtian, his eyes widened once again. Plop! In an instant, the old king was so frightened that he sat on the ground. "Ancestor! Old ancestor!" The moment he saw Yundo, the image of the founding female country ruler in the national register instantly appeared in the old country ruler's mind. "Old king, what happened to you? Why is it so strange?" Looking at the old country ruler lying on the ground, Xiao Changtian wanted to help him up. However, just as he bent over, he saw a huge stone tablet behind the old king. On the stone tablet it was written, "The tomb of Xiao Changtian, the benefactor of the Northlands." The tomb of the benefactor of the Northlands, the heavens Shangtian? Xiao Changtian read the words aloud. At this moment, he couldn't be bothered to help the old king. He only looked at the stone tablet in front of him with a strange expression. "Old king, this don't tell me you didn't do it?" No wonder Xiao Changtian felt that this old king was acting weird. So it was for him. "Benefactor. Please listen to my explanation first." The old king squatted on the ground, hugging his legs as he looked at Xiao Changtian. Who would have thought that Xiao Changtian would actually come out unscathed? That Cloud Heaven town is extremely terrifying. I didn't expect Senior to be so powerful. Other than me, no one has ever come out of that Cloud Sky town. Even I almost died inside. However, I didn't expect you to be so powerful. Not only are your medical skills superb, but your strength is also so strong. The old king explained to Xiao Changtian with a trembling body. He no longer prayed for Xiao Changtian to forgive him. He only prayed that Xiao Changtian would not harm the Northland. After Xiao Changtian heard the Northern King's explanation, he was deep in thought. No wonder he got himself this. So there was such a reason. Xiao Changtian also knew that he wasn't strong. He just happened to run into some faults in there. "Benefactor, I really didn't do it on purpose this time. I don't beg you to forgive me. I beg you to punish me alone." The old country ruler looked at Xiao Changtian, who didn't speak, and his heart felt even more guilty. Cough, "I can forgive you, but I have a request." The old king had never thought that Xiao Changtian would forgive him. "Benefactor, please say it. Just make your request. I will fulfill it even if I die." This time, even if Xiao Changtian wanted the moon in the sky, the old king would find a way to pluck it for him. "Well, you don't have to die." Xiao Changtian looked at the old king and smiled. "I want 500,000 gold coins." Looking at the old country ruler Xiao Changtian in front of him, how could he not extort him? After all, anyone would feel unlucky to have their tombstone erected here. Therefore, it wasn't too much to ask him to compensate her for her mental damage. "Benefactor, what did you just say?" The old king looked at Xiao Changtian in disbelief. What did his benefactor say just now? Could he have heard wrongly? 500,000 gold coins? His benefactor was not joking, right? That was because the old king was already prepared for his benefactor to open his mouth wide. "Don't tell me you want too much?" Xiao Changtian looked at the Northern King's reaction with some doubt. Logically speaking, the Northland was still considered strong. 500,000 yuan should not be a problem for them. Could it be that they couldn't even fork out 500,000 yuan? "If you really can't take it out, then I won't force you." "No, Senior, no, I can take it out. I can take it out." The old king seemed to be afraid that Xiao Changtian would go back on his word. "If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible." Chapter 1059. Senior actually wanted this one. "Senior, why don't you come back with me first?" Although Xiao Changtian was stabilized, What shocked the old king the most was Yin Do behind Xiao Changtian. Why would this ancestor of their founding appear here? This was completely illogical. Ha ha, old ancestor, are you going back with us? Looking at Yin Do, the old king smiled fawningly. Who is your ancestor? Are you kidding me? Yin Do looked speechlessly at the old king. This old ancestor was so unpleasant to hear. Furthermore, he was the old thief from the illusion. However, why was he addressed as such now? Old ancestor, you might not know this, but you're standing in the north. Hiss, I already said don't call me ancestor. Yin Do rolled her eyes at him. He was not even as old as this old man in front of him, but this old man kept calling him ancestor. Yes. Senior, you don't know that you're standing in the Northland. So what if it's a northern country? I don't care about your northern and southern countries. Wait a minute. What did you just say? Was this the Northland? Was it not called Nanmin Country before changing its name to Northland? Hearing that the old ancestor had finally remembered, the old king nodded his head excitedly. Ancestor? No, senior, you are the founder of our Northland. How could I have mistaken you? Xiao Changtian was dumbfounded. What kind of situation was this? Why was this Yin Do the founder of the Northern Kingdom? Could it be that this kidney bean was already so big? Could it be that the old thief inside not only created an illusion, but he can also control time inside? He thought about how he had inexplicably wasted hundreds of years. Yin Do's anger erupted like a volcano. Ancestor, no senior, don't be agitated. Why don't you follow me and senior Xiao back first? That's right, Yin Do, let's go back first. Xiao Changtian comforted Yin Do. This Yin Do had yet to give him the spirit tree seed. Although such an accident had happened this time, it didn't even want him. On second thought, Yin Do realized that the old thief was already dead. Don't bother about it too much. Then, they returned to the Northland Palace. Where's the country ruler? Quickly call the country leader out. When he returned, the old king did not see the northern king's figure, so he roared angrily. Father, you're fine. The northern king walked out of the house and saw the old king standing in front of him. Hence she ran over happily. Father, Xiao Changshan's resurrection didn't do anything to you, right? Pa, what are you saying? What zombie? The old king had not expected his son to be so blind. He didn't expect Xiao Changtian to be right behind him. Before. Senior, I was just joking just now, ha ha. The northern king's head was slapped to the side by the old king. Then, he saw Xiao Changtian standing behind the old monarch. Ah, what's wrong with you now? After the Northland king finished speaking, he screamed again. You sheet her. Her. What do you mean by you she? That's senior. Hurry up and salute. The old country ruler snapped. She did not know how she had given birth to such a filial son. Not only did he abandon him and run away, but he also almost offended 2 big shots. Before. Senior. At this moment, the king of the northern country could no longer express his shock. He had probably never encountered anything more shocking than today in his life. After settling down, Changtian thought about how to get the seed of the spirit tree. So, on the second night of the second day, Xiao Changtian knocked on the door of the kidney bean. Yin Do, have you rested? Seeing that the lights in Yin Do's room were still on, Xiao Changtian wanted to take action. After all, it was easiest for people to make decisions at night that they wouldn't make during the day. At that time, if he said a little, he might be able to obtain the spirit tree seed. I haven't rested yet. Hearing Xiao Changshan's voice, Yin Do, who was sitting by the bed, was slightly stunned. Why was Xiao Changtian knocking on his door at this time? Could it be? Thinking of this, Yin Do's face immediately turned red. How annoying! Yin Do smiled shyly and stomped her feet before opening the door. Haha, it's already so late, yet you're still awake. Senior, weren't you also awake? Yin Do had already guessed what Xiao Changtian wanted to do, so she was very nervous. Haha, since you're not asleep yet, is it inconvenient for me to go in? It's convenient. Hurry up. Yin Do quickly opened up a path. After entering the house, Xiao Changtian looked around to see if there was anyone around. This action further strengthened Yin Do's thoughts. Ha, Yin Do. There's something I've been wanting to tell you for a long time. Xiao Changtian looked at Yun Do and smiled. Senior, you don't have to say anything. I understand. Although Yun Do had never personally experienced such a thing before, she had never experienced it before. However, he still had a lot of theoretical knowledge. Understand? Could it be that Yun Do had not forgotten about the spirit tree seed? Then he could rest assured. He was originally worried that he would have to sharpen his mouth for a while. He did not expect it to be over so quickly. Yun Do, are you sure it's all voluntary? However, Xiao Changtian thought about it. Yun Do agreed so quickly. Perhaps there were some additional conditions. Senior, what are you saying? Since I said it, it must prove that I was willing. He was so generous to let Senior in. Could it be that he could not show his loyalty? Or did Senior like to take the initiative? Senior is really annoying. That's good, that's good. Hearing that there were no additional conditions, Xiao Changtian finally relaxed. Then Senior, please lie on the bed first. Seeing Xiao Changshan's reaction, Yun Do understood. Seniors like to take the initiative. Xiao Changtian, on the other hand, lay on the bed in confusion. Was it just a spirit tree seed? Did he have to lie on the bed? However, when he thought of the spirit tree seed, Xiao Changtian didn't care so much. Senior, if you are ready, please close your eyes. Although Yun Do took the initiative, she had never experienced it before. He was still very shy, so he could only let Xiao Changtian close his eyes first. There's actually no need to go through so much trouble. Xiao Changtian didn't understand. Wasn't it just a spirit tree seed? Why did she sleep with her eyes closed? Could it be that she was up to something? If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1060. Let him lower his guard 1. Isn't it just a spirit tree seed? Just take it out. Xiao Changtian opened his eyes and smiled at Yun Do. What? Senior, are you talking about the spirit tree seed? Hearing this, Yun Do was stunned on the spot like a bolt from the blue. What's wrong? Didn't you say it in the beginning? After realizing that he had the wrong idea just now, Yun Do's face instantly burned with pain. How is that possible? Senior, this of course am right. In order to save his last bit of face, Yun Do could only smile awkwardly. I hid it so that it's not convenient for you to see. That's why I told you to close your eyes. After saying that, Yun Do quickly took out the spirit tree seed and handed it to Xiao Changtian. Senior, since there's nothing else, you can leave first. Yun Do wanted to give herself a tight slap when she thought of her own foolish thoughts. Senior was such a noble person. How could he have such dirty thoughts about him? He was like a big idiot just now. Xiao Changtian didn't keep the spirit tree's seed for long after he got it. He returned to his room with a smile. This time, not only did he get the spirit tree seeds, he also got 500,000 yuan. What a great harvest! At this moment the demons, Baga and Emojin, were discussing how to deal with Xiao Changtian. As the saying goes, the most dangerous place is the safest. Since you say that Xiao Changtian is so powerful, then the method of attacking by force is definitely not possible. Baga, then what do you think we should do now? Everyone looked at Baga in confusion. Of course, we'll use a roundabout way to save the country. Oh, Baga, what do you mean? What kind of curve to save the country? Why hadn't they heard of it before? You stupid donkeys, what I mean is, since we can't force it, we should hide beside Xiao Changtian and give him a hard blow after he lets down his guard. Baga had already thought of a countermeasure. At that time, he would stay by Xiao Changshan's side for a few days, not only to observe Xiao Changshan's strength, but also to make Xiao Changtian lower his guard. After all, this devil seal said that Xiao Changtian was so powerful. What if he was someone he couldn't afford to offend? Baga, you're still the smartest. That's right, Baga. You're still the best. The surrounding Emo were regretful. Why didn't they think of this method in the beginning? Then Baga, I wonder if you want to take action personally this time? Emojin was a little curious. If they were to send their demon race people, no one would be able to do it. Wouldn't it be useless to let you people go? You guys are so weak. Xiao Changtian must have found you before you even went. So I have to go personally. Baga's spirit instantly moved all the demons present. Baga, you're our savior. Baga, you will always be the role model in our hearts. After the discussion, Baga found out where Xiao Changtian was and set off. After Baga left, news suddenly came from the demon master's secluded cultivation. Look, there's news from the demon lord. Senior brother, look. Mo Yin excitedly passed the message jade slip to Mo Jin. Counting the time, there should be a few more days until 3 months. Could it be that the demon master was going to come out of seclusion? Ha, they had endured for so long, and they were finally going to make a name for themselves. Hee, senior brother, how is it? Is the demon lord going to come out of seclusion? Should we have a celebration or something? Mo Yin smiled and moved his face closer. Pa, screw you. Mo Jin angrily slapped Mo Yan's face. He didn't even look at the contents of the jade slip. He was just going to babble here. The contents of the jade slip were nothing else. It was the news that the demon lord would continue his closed-door cultivation for 3 months. How did it become like this? When Mo Yen and the others learned of this news, their expressions darkened. However, you guys don't need to worry. With Baga's help, even if the demon master goes into seclusion for another 3 years, it won't be a problem. In the end, Mo Jin consoled. On the other side, Xiao Changtian saw that his mission had been completed, so he was ready to go back. Benefactor, why don't you stay outside for a while longer? Could it be that we didn't do well enough? Seeing Xiao Changtian about to leave, the old country ruler immediately said with tears in his eyes, Old king, your illness has been cured and I have obtained what I wanted. There is no need for me to stay here. You can all go back. Looking at these people, Xiao Changtian felt helpless. Why did these people act as if they were going to die? Yun Do, who was at the back of these people, was also very reluctant to part with them. However, when she thought about what happened last night, Yun Do's face turned red. However, Yun Do understood that he and Xiao Changtian were not on the same side. The gap between them was too big. Xiao Changtian slowly left the Northland under the watchful eyes of these people. On the other side, after Baga knew that Xiao Changtian had gone to the northern country, he rode his horse to the northern country. In the middle of the night, Baga stopped halfway. He had already thought of a plan. At that time, Xiao Changtian would definitely be killed by him. At this moment, a strong gust of wind suddenly blew over their heads. What was that thing that flew over my head just now? How could it be so fast? Baga couldn't believe that something had just flown over his head. That was because a person with his strength could see everything clearly no matter how fast it flew. Baga couldn't even see what the thing that had just flown past was. I must have felt wrong. The thing that had flown over just now was nothing else. Instead, it was a snail carrying Xiao Changtian. However, this snail would only move so fast when Xiao Changtian was asleep. Suddenly the snail stopped. It was not because it had seen something terrifying, because it felt that Xiao Changshan's money bag was thrown out because of its speed. Damn it, if he wakes up, he'll definitely kill me, the snail said fearfully. The snail didn't hesitate, and turned around to look for Xiao Changshan's money bag. Baka, who had told himself that there was nothing, suddenly felt that thing fly over his head again. There really is something. What exactly was it? They're all so fast. This time, even if Baka wanted to deceive him, he could not. Too terrifying, too terrifying. I have to leave this place as soon as possible. After Baga finished speaking, he did not care about resting anymore, and immediately ran towards the Northland. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1061. Go and find him 1. Jade Nether Kingdom. After these people learned that Xiao Changtian was coming back, they were all eager to try again, even though they were chased back last time. However, although they had chased their people away, they could not chase their hearts away. Dr. Hong, if you follow us to see Senior might agree. The ancestors of several sects in front of Hong Hui said with a smile. Since Hong Hui returned that day, The swelling on his face had only subsided until now. Senior? Then how powerful can Senior be? At the beginning, when she went out to travel, she didn't know about this. Therefore, he did not know anything about this matter, nor did he know what the strength of the Senior they were talking about was. Dr. Hong, you might not know this, but Senior almost killed the person in that space with just a few slaps. They were not exaggerating at all. The people in that space. A few slaps and he was about to be killed? This joke of yours is too big. Hong Hui didn't believe what they said. Dr. Hong, please believe me. All of us who were present at the time were watching. Now that Senior has already become a hot figure. The reason why they came to look for Hong Hui was because he was an advanced physician. When they arrived there, they discovered that no high-level physician had gone to see Senior. This made them less competitive. Even though Senior doesn't want to see these small fries, Hong Hui is a high-level physician. It was extremely rare to see a high-grade physician on the entire continent. No matter how strong a Senior was, he would definitely find a doctor. Now, as long as Hong Hui went, he might be able to see Senior. Alright. Since you guys are making it sound so strange, I'll go and see what the Senior you're talking about looks like. Thinking of the doctor who was more powerful than him in the Northern Kingdom, Hong Hui was furious. If they could meet the powerful Senior they were talking about this time, wouldn't that be equivalent to having a powerful helper? If that Senior was really that powerful, then if they could build a good relationship and get him to help kill the people in the Northland that day, then everything would be fine. Thinking of this, Hong Hui decided that he had to go this time. By the time it was daytime, Xiao Changtian had almost arrived at the Starry Sky sect. I didn't expect it to be so fast. Could it be that the map is wrong? Thinking back to the map, they were at least a few hundred kilometers away from the Northland. Xiao Changtian felt that something was wrong. Seeing Xiao Changshan's reaction, the snail beside him silently squirmed to the side. On the other side, Baga quickly arrived at the Northland. However, after arriving in the Northern Kingdom, he found out that Xiao Changtian had already left. We've only been walking for a day. It's fine. We definitely haven't gone far. Thus, Baga sped off in the direction where Xiao Changtian had left. On the other hand, Xiao Changtian returned to Stars Town on the second day. It feels so good to be back. Now, he had already obtained 6 spirit tree seeds. There were still 4 left. He should be able to gather them soon. When Xiao Changtian arrived at the Glorious Star restaurant, his figure paused. Before he left, didn't the great elder of the Prophecy Pavilion say that he would help him chase these people away? Why were there still so many people in the Glorious Star restaurant? From the looks of it, even if he squeezed with all his might, he probably wouldn't be able to squeeze in. What should we do? Xiao Changtian felt helpless. Make way. Hurry up and make way for us. At this moment, a stern voice sounded from behind Xiao Changtian. Dr. Red is going in. You guys get out of the way. As soon as he finished speaking, the originally crowded Glorious Star restaurant instantly made way for him. Dr. Hong, that senior physician. That's right. I didn't expect him to actually come. Then if he comes, does that mean we have no hope of seeing Senior? These people all looked at Hong Hui with envy. After all, a high-ranked physician held a lot of weight in the entire continent. Even though the Red Hunters had made such a big fool of themselves in the Northland, it was a good thing that he had used some connections to suppress this matter. Therefore, the current Hong Hui was still the high and mighty Hong Hui from before. I didn't expect this guy to come too. TSK, it really makes me speechless. When he saw Hong Hui, Xiao Changtian rolled his eyes. Such a fellow was actually so respected by these people. If these people knew about his medical skills, would they be scared to death? Forget it, let's not bother about him. Let's go back to the small courtyard first. There were so many people here. Xiao Changtian was too lazy to squeeze in. After Hong Hui entered the Glorious Star Tower, he waited for a long time, but Xiao Changtian was nowhere to be seen. Dr. Hong, you might not know this, but Senior actually has another residence. That was because that residence was in the forbidden area of the wilderness. Moreover, Senior had ordered them not to enter. Therefore, no one dared to enter. No one's going. Isn't that perfect? Hong Hui smiled after listening. But Dr. Hong, that senior doesn't like people going to that place. When the people beside him saw that he had such thoughts, they immediately dissuaded him. Ha ha ha. I'm a high-grade physician, and there aren't many of them in the entire continent. Would senior refuse to see me? Hong Hui was very confident in this matter. You don't have to worry about this matter. Since senior has seen me, you guys have benefited from it. This matter has been decided. After Hong Hui finished speaking, he stood up and walked towards Xiao Changshan's courtyard. On the other side, Baga galloped his horse and finally arrived at Xingchen town. Oh my, I'm so tired. However, I didn't expect Xiao Changtian to live in such a small town. Fortunately, Baga had already understood everything in advance. At that moment, Xiao Changtian finally returned to the courtyard. Home is still more comfortable. After Xiao Changtian finished cleaning up, he lay down on the recliner in the courtyard happily. I wonder how those animals are doing. I haven't seen them for such a long time and I miss them. At this moment, Hong Hui brought a few people to Xiao Changshan's courtyard. Dr. Hong, it's just ahead. Senior's courtyard is just ahead. Haha, the door is still open. It seems like they are welcoming me. Hong Hui looked at Xiao Changshan's courtyard confidently. Alright, you guys wait here first. Oh, go in and take a look first. I reckon that there will be many people going in, and senior will be annoyed. After instructing everyone, Hong Hui confidently walked in with his head held high. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1062, Bet 1. Cough cough, Senior, I am Hong Hui, a high-ranking physician from the Jade Underworld Kingdom. As soon as Hong Hui walked to the entrance of the courtyard, he saw a person lying on a recliner. At this moment, Xiao Changtian had already fallen asleep. Therefore, he didn't hear what Hong Hui said. Senior? Senior? Seeing that the figure in the courtyard didn't respond, Hong Hui shouted again. Could Senior have fallen asleep? Why don't we go in and take a look? After saying that, Hong Hui walked in without hesitation. However, when he saw the person on the recliner, he frowned. This person? Isn't that Xiao Changtian? Seeing Xiao Changtian, Hong Hui recalled his past in the Northland. All of this was caused by Xiao Changtian. Damn it, I didn't expect to meet you here. Hong Hui had never thought that Xiao Changtian was the senior they were talking about. After seeing Xiao Changtian, Hong Hui's eyes were filled with anger. Xiao Changtian, who was sleeping soundly, suddenly felt something staring at him. Xiao Changtian shook his body and went back to sleep. Hey, wake up. Hong Hui finally understood that the senior was definitely not at home. Xiao Changtian was just a servant of the senior. TSK, who is it? So annoying. Xiao Changtian, who was dreaming, was woken up by Hong Hui. You. Who told you to lie here? Seeing Xiao Changtian wake up, Hong Hui looked at him impatiently. Actually, Hong Hui didn't approve of Xiao Changtian. This Xiao Changtian definitely only used some Yao arts. That time when the old country ruler was sick, he had only accidentally stumbled into it. I was wondering who it was. So it's you. When Xiao Changtian saw who woke him up, he looked at Hong Hui with a mocking expression. What do you mean? Are you looking down on me? After knowing that Xiao Changtian was a servant here, Hong Hui became even more arrogant. Let me tell you, get out of here now. If senior comes back and sees you like this later, he will definitely tear you into pieces. Hong Hui looked at Xiao Changtian mockingly. He wanted to see how long this kid would keep up the act. No, are you crazy? Xiao Changtian looked at Hong Hui in confusion. This guy had woken him up for no reason, and said such a bunch of inexplicable words. Let me tell you, this is my home. Get out of here quickly. Don't force me to make a move. Xiao Changtian was already annoyed enough that his beautiful dream was interrupted. But this guy still came looking for trouble. Even if he came looking for trouble, Xiao Changtian wasn't afraid. He was just a trashy doctor. He could easily beat up 10 of them. Hee. It's true that when the tiger is not at home, the monkey will be king. Is this your home? What are you pretending for? Ha ha ha. If this is really your house, I'll eat all the shit in your latrine pit. Hong Hui didn't believe Xiao Changtian at all. Ha ha ha, I ate shit. You said it yourself. Xiao Changtian didn't want to show any mercy to Hong Hui. In the Northland, this guy had been looking for trouble like this, and he hadn't done anything to him. She didn't expect him to come and cause trouble even though he was already back. How could Xiao Changtian tolerate this? Hong Hui looked at Xiao Changtian proudly. He wanted to see how long this son of a B***TCH was going to pretend. Senior. At this moment, the voice of the great elder of the prophecy pavilion sounded from outside the door. After he knew that Xiao Changtian had returned, he had asked Xiao Changtian to discuss the matter of the devil race. After all, they had heard that an even more powerful expert from the demon race had come from that space. Moreover, the demons had already begun to take action. The great elder of the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets? Why are you here? Hong Hui didn't expect that the great elder of the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets would know Senior. However, First Elder, you still have to wait a little longer. Senior is not at home now. What did you say? Looking at Xiao Changtian and Hong Hui, Yushi was confused. Elder De must have gone out, leaving only his servant at home. Hong Hui pointed at Xiao Changtian and smiled. Pa! As soon as Hong Hui finished speaking, the great elder of the prophecy pavilion immediately reacted. Hong Hui actually said that Senior was just a servant. This really deserved to die. Hong Hui's face, which had just been completely swollen, swelled up again. No, First Elder, why did you hit me? Covering his injured face, Hong Hui felt wronged. Hit you? Hee, you're lucky that I didn't kill you. Take a good look for yourself. The person standing in front of you is a senior. After the great elder of the prophecy pavilion finished speaking, he glared at him fiercely. No, I'm not. No way. Feeling the pain on his face, Hong Hui finally came back to his senses. It turned out that Xiao Changtian had been pretending to be a pig to eat a tiger. Xiao Changtian was a senior. He was a godlike figure in the eyes of those people. Yet, he had thoroughly offended such a person. Hee Hong Hui, you said it yourself. You want to eat all the shit in our latrine. You won't go back on your word, right? Looking at Hong Hui, Xiao Changtian smiled faintly. Because he was afraid that Hong Hui would regret it, Xiao Changtian took out a recording stone and recorded it. Even if he wanted to go back on his word, he would not give him any chance. Me. Hong Hui's swollen face turned even redder. Physician Hong Hui, a promise is a promise. The prophecy pavilion's first elder, who was watching from the side, did not mind the commotion. After all, there was no need for the secret pavilion to curry favor with a high-ranked physician. Therefore, the great elder of the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets was not afraid of Hong Hui. Hurry up, I'll bring you there. Under the gaze of Xiao Changtian and the great elder of the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets, Hong Hui slowly followed. Let's begin. Looking at the manure pit in front of him, Xiao Changtian smiled viciously. Fortunately, the manure pit had not been picked for a long time. Otherwise, Hong Hui would have succeeded. As for Hong Hui, he looked at the dirty manure pit in front of him, and his face turned red. Hurry up and start. Don't waste Senior's time. Hong Hui's body trembled at the great elder's roar. He had heard of Xiao Changshan's strength before. He didn't believe it at all. But when he thought of Xiao Changshan's heaven-defying medical skills, he felt that he had to be careful. Hong Hui felt that what they said was true. If he dared to defy Xiao Changtian this time, what would happen to him? This time, the monsters admit that they are unlucky. Then, Hong Hui stepped into the manure pit. At this moment, many people appeared outside Xiao Changshan's courtyard. This was because they could not wait any longer. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1063. It's the Red Hui one. Stop. You. Look, that's a new world. Is that Dr. Hong? These people happened to see the situation inside from outside the fence. No, I'm not. That's impossible, right? It looks like a manure pit in front of us. Why would Dr. Hong go in there? That's right. Dr. Hong couldn't have gone anywhere. Because of the distance, these people were very curious. F*ck. I ate shit. Just as everyone was focused on Hong Hui finally gritted his teeth and grabbed a mouthful of feces. Ugh. He couldn't stand it anymore. This was too disgusting. That's right. This person actually had such a special hobby. Because Hong Hui's face was not exposed, these people thought that he was a pervert. F*ck. Red. Dr. Hong. Finally, just as everyone was feeling extremely disgusted, Hong Hui's face finally revealed itself. How could this be? That's really Dr. Hong. Before Hong Hui's face turned around, these people could still barely deceive themselves. But now, Hong Hui's face was clearly there. Everyone present was silent. I really didn't expect that Dr. Hong. He actually has such a hobby. In the end, someone said this silently. Ha ha ha, aren't you just eating shit? What's there to be surprised about? Then, the loyal defenders of the red gun smiled at everyone. That's right, it's just eating shit. Your reaction is too big. At this moment, Xiao Changtian, who was standing at the side, nodded in satisfaction. All right, Dr. Hong, come up. She would only make things difficult for him, so that he would have no face to go out and see others in the future. Moreover, Hong Hui had eaten a few big mouthfuls just now. However, Hong Hui, who was standing in the manure pit, was extremely excited. Who would have thought that Hong Hui would break through after eating a few mouthfuls of shit? Moreover, the increase in strength this time was not just a little. This was enough to raise his realm to the sage sect. He was originally a high-level physician, and now, he even possessed the strength of a glory sect. Ha, senior. Thank you, senior. After coming out, Hong Hui didn't blame Xiao Changtian. Instead, he walked over excitedly. If you come out, get lost quickly. Don't let me see you again. Xiao Changtian looked at Hong Hui with disdain. This person was really an idiot. He actually dared to walk towards him with his body covered in feces. After Hong Hui heard Xiao Changshan's words, he left happily. This scene completely dumbfounded the people outside. What was going on? This was simply too crazy. Dr. Hong! Dr. Hong! Why are you? When Hong Hui came out of the courtyard, these people immediately went up to him. You people, go back to where you came from. Don't disturb senior here. Red Hun, who was covered in feces, glared at them fiercely and ran away happily. Dr. Hong, this must be crazy. Hee. I knew that disturbing senior would end up like this. Just now, Hong Hui had given everyone a fright. Therefore, when these people looked at Xiao Changshan's courtyard, they all felt fear. Then these people dispersed. First Elder, may I know why you're looking for me now? Xiao Changtian looked at the Great Elder in confusion. Sai, I wonder what you think of this matter. Tianji Pavilion knew that Xiao Changtian must have known about the devil race. After all, senior was so powerful. It was impossible for him not to know. What are you talking about? Looking at the Great Elder's distressed face, Xiao Changtian remembered the people he had asked him to help chase away. Great Elder, don't worry about this matter. I'll settle it myself. Xiao Changtian could guess what was going on when he saw the Great Elder's expression. The Great Elder must have wanted to use his prestige to find help from the Prophecy Pavilion. But he failed in the end. Now she was looking for him with such guilt. Then he would definitely not blame him anymore. Senior, have you decided? The Great Elder of the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets had a clear expression on his face. He knew that Senior must have known about this long ago. Xiao Changtian looked at the Elder and nodded. He should think of a way to deal with those people himself. I won't trouble the Great Elder. Ahaha, Senior, in that case I'll go back first. Then, the Great Elder of the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets returned to report the good news. At that time, Baga had been waiting for a long time in the glorious Star Tower, but Xiao Changtian had not appeared. It seems that Xiao Changtian doesn't come here often. However, I have inquired about his residence. He had already thought of his next plan. Baga arrived as soon as Hong Hui and the others left. Going in rashly will definitely arouse suspicion. However, I'm not that stupid. Baga punched himself twice in the distance. Then he scratched his face. After a while, Baga dressed herself up as if she had been hurt. Since it has become like this, it will definitely succeed. After saying that, Baga limped towards Xiao Changshan's courtyard. Yes, Is anyone there? Just as Xiao Changtian lay down on the recliner, a voice came from outside the door. Hiss, what's going on today? Are you done? Xiao Changtian frowned when he heard that. Cough cough, expert, are you an expert? Seeing that Xiao Changtian didn't move, Baga continued to shout. Who is it? Xiao Changtian finally stood up helplessly. Yo, Grandpa, why did you end up like this? Originally, Xiao Changtian thought that there was another person who wanted to cause trouble. He did not expect such an old man to come. Uncle. When he heard these two words, Baga staggered. After all, he was still in his prime. Why was he called an old uncle? Ha ha ha, young man. It's really not that I wanted to disturb you on purpose. It's just that I've been walking in this mountain for so long, and you're the only one I've found. Baga looked at Xiao Changtian and said, with his acting skills, it would be a pity if he didn't become an actor. Uncle, what are you doing in the mountains alone? Xiao Changtian listened to the old man's tragic experience. Although he sympathized with him, he felt that something was wrong. Sigh. You don't know, but my grandson is sick and wants a medicinal herb. He said that it can only be found in this desolate forbidden area. Hearing this, Xiao Changtian felt even more pitiful for this old man. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1064. Traitorous Disciple 1. Uncle, why don't you come in and sit first? Looking at the pitiful Baga, he sighed and shook his head. Uncle, may I know your name? Where is home? When Baga heard this, the alarm bells in his heart instantly went off. What did Xiao Changtian mean by asking this? Could it be that he had discovered his identity? However, he had never heard of Xiao Changtian in that space. Then, he would use his real name to test him. Baga, what is it? What did you just say? Xiao Changtian seemed to have heard the old man scolding him. Good fellow, if you don't want to say your name, then don't say it. Why are you scolding me? Uncle, I really want to help you. How can you scold me? Aha, little brother, you might not know my name is Baga. Looking at Xiao Changshan's reaction, Baga was sure that Xiao Changtian didn't know him. What? Haha, I'm sorry, old man. Your name is really unique. Oh right, why don't you give me some herbs to treat your injuries? Looking at the wounds on Baga's body, Xiao Changtian couldn't bear to look at it. Thank you so much, little brother. Then Xiao Changtian took out a few herbs. Pa! Xiao Changtian saw that there was nothing around to grind the herbs, so he threw it on the ground. Then he stomped his foot twice. After that, Xiao Changtian picked up the pile of herbs. Bah! Xiao Changtian spat on it and rubbed it in his hand. Uncle, quickly show your wound, I'll treat it for you. Baga looked at Xiao Changtian, who was holding a bunch of herbs in his hand. The corners of his mouth twitched. What was this guy doing? Was he going to put something like this on his wound? Would this really not make his wound worse? Uncle, what are you daydreaming about? Xiao Changtian felt helpless when he saw Baga's shocked face. Aya, uncle. These medicinal herbs are all very powerful medicinal herbs. You don't underestimate them. And you are all. Hearing Xiao Changshan's voice, Baga slowly came back to his senses. If you can't even endure this little disgusting thing, then how can you continue to pretend to be beside Xiao Changtian? In the end, Baga gritted his teeth and revealed the few wounds on his body. He was already prepared to feel the pain all over his body. Pa! Xiao Changtian divided the pile of herbs into several pieces and stuck them on his body. Why did it feel different from what he had imagined? However, just when Baga thought that it would be corroded by the medicinal herb, the pain he had imagined did not come at all. Instead, a cool feeling instantly spread throughout his entire body. How could this be? Just as Baga was enjoying himself, he suddenly felt the Ling power in his body soar. Not good. I'm about to break through. Baga opened his eyes and ran out. Hey. There was no need for such an intense reaction. My herbs are all gentle and not stimulating. How did it become like this? Xiao Changtian was a little confused as he watched Baga run away. Looks like you'll have to improve my herbs in the future. At this moment Baga, who had run out, was very shocked. This was because he could feel that his cultivation had increased by more than one level. One had to know that it would take at least 100 years to raise one's cultivation level in that place. Moreover, the spiritual energy in the lower realm was more than 100 times thinner than the spiritual energy in their space. However, under such circumstances, his cultivation level had jumped by 2 levels because of Xiao Changshan's herb. This was too terrifying. Even Baka's master didn't have such an ability. No one would believe this if they told others. Looks like I have to stay by his side from now on. Judging from the fact that his cultivation had jumped 2 levels, Xiao Changshan's strength was not ordinary. He originally thought that the matter the Devil Seal said was nonsense. He did not expect that it was actually true. On the other side, Hong Hui happily returned home and took a shower. His cultivation had improved so much all of a sudden. No one could sleep because of the excitement. Cough cough, Hong Hui, you're back. Just as Hong Hui finished his shower, a thick figure came from the door. Master, how come back? When he saw the figure standing at the door, a surprised expression appeared on Hong Hui's face. This was because his master traveled all over the continent all year round. Usually, he could not be found at all. And now it had actually appeared at his door. Humph! Can't I come back? His master glared at him fiercely and walked in. In fact, he did not intend to see his disciple this time. However, when he was drinking in the restaurant, he heard the huge news of Hong Hui eating shit. Where would his face as a master go? Therefore, Hong Hui's master came to find him without thinking. Explain. What was going on? The master of the Red Hunting Association, who was sitting in the room, looked at him coldly. He wanted to see if his disciple's fetish was real. Master, you already know. Hong Hui looked at his master excitedly. No wonder master came to find him. It turned out that he saw the improvement in his strength. I don't regret this at all. To be able to obtain such a gift, my entire life was worth it. Now not only did he have medical skills, but he also had strength. He was now a winner in life. You unfilial disciple. Initially, Hong Hui's disciple thought that the rumor was false, but he did not expect his disciple to admit it just like that. Moreover, he looked like he was enjoying it. The moment he thought of that scene, the master of the red gun felt a chill run down his spine. No, master, what do you mean? Haven't I done enough? Hong Hui looked at his master in confusion. He did not know what was going on with his master. Well done. Well done. Now everyone knew. My disciple likes to eat shit. Tell me, did you do a good job in this matter? Elder Shi couldn't help but feel angry when he saw Hong Hui's innocent and matter-of-fact look. Master, the matter that you're talking about is really not what you think on the surface. He originally thought that his master knew about his strength. He did not expect it to be because of this matter. Then explain it to me. What the hell is going on? If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1065. His grandson is dead 1. Now that the entire Jade Nether Kingdom knew about this, where would he put his face? Master, don't pay attention to this. If you don't believe me, take a look at my cultivation. After saying that, Hong Hui released his pressure with a bang. Bang! The moment Elder Shi felt this pressure, his expression instantly changed. Then his eyes widened as he retreated in disbelief. In the end, he sat down on the ground. Your strength, how could he possibly have such strength? Elder Shi was so shocked that he couldn't even speak after sensing Hong Hui Divine Emperor's strength. How is that possible? Could it be that it was all because of this matter? Ha ha ha, master. Don't tell me you really think I have such a perverted hobby. After seeing Elder Shi's shock, Hong Hui's face was filled with pride. One had to know that there weren't many saint emperors on the entire continent. Even his own master was only a sage sect. As for himself, he had already reached the saint emperor realm. How did he do it? Elder Shi calmed down and asked Hong Hui. One had to know that for physicians, cultivation was their Achilles heel. Although their medical skills were very high, in exchange their cultivation was low. After all, he could not have both. But now his disciple had actually done it to this extent. This was really beyond his expectations. Master, you might not know this, but the reason why I've reached such strength is because of Senior's feces. Thinking of Xiao Changshan's manure pit, Hong Hui felt disgusted. Instead, he felt very relaxed and happy. He could not help but want to go in again. Disciple, you can't joke with Master like this. Elder Shi was extremely shocked after hearing this. Whose feces could be so powerful? Wasn't this nonsense? Master, can't my strength prove anything? Hong Hui knew that his master didn't believe him. Master, I know you won't believe me no matter how good I say it. Why don't you follow me to take a look? Perhaps he could only believe it if his younger brother and master saw it in person. Alright, then I'd like to see if what you said is false. However, Master, Senior is really too powerful. Moreover, if he finds out that we've barged into his courtyard, he definitely won't be willing. Therefore, we have to secretly go. When Hong Hui thought of Xiao Changtian, he felt terrified. Just a pool of feces was already so powerful, let alone Xiao Changshan's strength. Whatever you say. On the other side, Baga returned to the courtyard after tidying up. Uncle, what happened to you just now? Xiao Changtian asked curiously when he saw Baga return. Haha, me. I suddenly had a stomachache and couldn't hold it in. I couldn't hold it in anymore. Haha. Looking at Xiao Changtian, Baga felt a little guilty. Just the herb that Xiao Changtian spat out was already so powerful. There was no need to talk about Xiao Changshan's strength. I was wondering what happened. But do you feel that your wound is better? Since he had gone to take a dump, it would be bad if the medicinal herbs on the wound were rubbed off. Alright. Thank you, sir. At this moment, Baga didn't dare to go against Xiao Changtian. Uncle, why don't you tell me what medicinal herbs you want and I'll see if I have them here. After all, this old man looked so pitiful. If his grandson died. Sir, to be honest, I just found out that my grandson died half a month ago. In order to stay by Xiao Changshan's side, Baga had prepared a good reason. Dead? Sigh, uncle, don't be sad. This matter is up to the heavens. Looking at this poor old man, Xiao Changtian shook his head helplessly. Oh right, uncle, in that case you can rest here. It just so happened that this old man could relax here. After all, no one would feel good if their grandson died. Sigh, then I really have to thank you, sir. Sir, you're really a good person. Seeing that his goal had been achieved, a smile appeared on Baga's face. After Liao Baga moved into his room, he started to wander around the courtyard. I didn't expect that Xiao Changshan's place would be so simple. Even Master can't compare to such a state of mind. As Baga was walking, he suddenly saw a huge old turtle lying on the side of the road. Old bastard, why are you here? Go back quickly. Don't die. Looking at the black tortoise crawling slowly on the ground, Baga wanted to tease it. However, Black Tortoise ignored him. After all, Black Tortoise knew that this person was Xiao Changshan's guest. Hey, bastard. Since you don't understand human language, then I'll help you. Looking at the turtle on the ground, Baga stretched out his hand with a mischievous look. Just as Baga was about to reach out, the black tortoise suddenly released its entire bodice pressure. You're Senior Black Tortoise. One had to know that the black tortoise was a legendary thing. Not only in this place, but in the space of the upper realm. They were also very afraid of the black tortoise. Baga didn't expect this bastard to be a black tortoise. Xian, Senior Black Tortoise, I was wrong. I was really wrong. Baga quickly knelt down. The black tortoise did not want to pay attention to him. It glared at him fiercely and left. Damn it! How can the things in Xiao Changshan's courtyard be ordinary? Thinking of the scene just now, Baga felt a little scared. Baga immediately went back into the house, not daring to come out again. At that moment, within the demon race, Mo Yen, don't worry this time. As long as Baga takes action, not to mention Xiao Changtian, even many people in that space are not his match. Mo Jin had 100% confidence in the 8th this time. Senior brother, what are you talking about? As long as it's the person you're looking for, well, definitely be at ease. We're all prepared to win. Last time, Xixiang must have made a mistake because he didn't recognize Xiao Changtian. This time, they had explained Xiao Changshan's situation to Baga in advance. Moreover, with Baga's intelligence, Xiao Changtian would be captured in a few days. On the other side, after Hong Hui went to the small courtyard and exposed his habit of eating feces, he was shocked. The number of people in the Glorious Star restaurant had decreased a lot these few days. Therefore, Xiao Changtian walked towards the Glorious Star restaurant. Meanwhile, Hong Hui and his master also started their secret plan. Master, I'll tell you again. Don't let anyone find out. After Hong Hui reminded them several times, they started to move. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. You're tuning in to the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support. And don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.